Durag Diaries, yo, what's good, people? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we are going through the Premier League fixtures list. They have been released. So we're going to do a bit of a breakdown on what is to come for Spurs in this 2025 to 2026 season. If you're checking into the stream, you should know by now it's a stand dizzy. Make sure you like up the ting. As you can see above my head, we're on the road to 5K. Yeah, we surpassed 2. We're on the road to 5. So your support is much appreciated. Please subscribe when you check into the show. And yeah, man, tell a friend to tell a friend. Your boy is out here. But the Premier League fixtures today, I mean, they've been released. Got some big fixtures on the opening weekend. Arsenal versus Man United at Old Trafford. See, I'm a step ahead of myself even. Biggest game of the first weekend. Away from that, you've got a visit to the Stadium of Light for West Ham. You've got Liverpool and Bournemouth, another decent one. Aston Villa, Newcastle. That's probably a really good game. I remember last season that one being a lot of goals early in the year. And then away from that, you got Chelsea, Palace. Again, another good a good matchup. And then we've got a few other teams to look at. And a few other games. Spurs, most importantly. But if you don't know already, if you want to buy me a coffee, just scan that barcode and we can re-up on the coffee, because today, someone booked me on yesterday, so we're filled up today, you know what I mean? But your support is appreciated if you want to scan to buy me a coffee. And in the pinned comment, you can go to the link to become a member of the channel. Become a delinquent, become a descendant. Make your choice. Doing like the Royal Navy settings, you know. Be a part of the Royal Navy, you know. Become a delinquent, become a descendant. Make your choice. We are getting moved to by Burnley. Man are shook of Scotty Parker's Burnley. Got the return of Marcus Edwards, who's currently playing for Burnley. He's going to be playing against Spurs in that game. So interesting. There's a few games that people may like. Not scared one bit or phased by this Burnley fixture, and I don't think any Spurs fans should be. But yeah, we're going to get into that. Let's just warms a little bit. Say welcome to the chat. Let me know what you're saying in the chat. Let me know how you're feeling today. It is absolutely boiling yet again. This is why the do-rag's unwrapped. I can't wrap up a do-rag in this weather. It's just mad. It's hot outside. This weather's just unbearable right now. I don't know about you, man. It's probably worse that I'm drinking a coffee, but I mean, we need to wake up. Ruben Amorim is sacked within 10 games. Do you know, I haven't even looked at Man United's games. Let's have a look at Man United's fixtures, because I haven't seen them. Not looked at Man United's fixtures to know how hard they are, but let's see the first 10 games. Let's see if this holds any weight. Big up to Sean, my member in the building. Hope you're well. I'm good, Sean, man. Just getting started for the day. How are you doing? Man, Satel getting 25 GA. Whoa. Are you talking about Premier League or all competitions? That's a big shout, Sean. Hey, Sean, I'm going to remember that one, you know. I will remember. That's a big shout, you know. 25 GA. Say less. So I hope. I hope so. I hope so. You know, one of them ones. You might not be lying, Kengis. I'm seeing Arsenal at home, first game. Fulham away. Burnley at home. City away. Chelsea at home. Brentford away. Sunderland at home. Liverpool away. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8. So in their first 8 games, they've got to play Arsenal, City, Chelsea, and Liverpool. So within their first 8 games, these are 4 of the teams that are going to give them their toughest games next season. 4 of the teams that are in the top 4. On top of the fact that you can throw in a game against Fulham away, which is going to be tough. Marco Silverside's never a good way of fixture at the moment. And then I'd say Brentford with new manager, probably not going to be that tough. Burnley, not that tough. Sunderland, not that tough at home. And then the other two is Brighton away and Brighton at home, Nottingham Forest away before coming to the Spurs. The all-important could be an El Saki Cole for, no, not for our manager, hopefully. But maybe for Ruben Amorim. It could be the sacking and the game that causes a manager to get sacked for like the third or fourth time. Because this happened quite a lot across these fixtures in the last couple of years. Obviously, Ange's last game was against Manchester United now as well. People probably haven't deeped that, but we've had a few managers where their last game has been against Manchester United, Nuno and Ange in particular. So, boy, it's not looking good for Amorim. It's not. I'm going to go look at Spurs fixtures, quick time, small analysis, then come back. Yeah, you're all good, Zane. You're all good. We're probably going to go into the fixtures in about 5 or 6 minutes. We'll start them. We're just going to take our time, warms into it. We're going to get there. We're going to get around to the fixtures and so on. Spurs news, though, I can't lie, people. I've been looking at transfer news, and it seems to have slowed down at the moment. I think maybe because we're in that middle of the month mark where usually not that much happens. Usually a lot happens at the start of the month and then at the end of the month. But in the middle of the month, there's not too much movement. So this past week, you're not really seeing too many here we goes, not really too many bids. Not much news has come out regarding Premier League clubs. And I suppose with the kickoff of the Club World Cup, that's probably impacted that. So that's the reason why we've not done as many Tottenham transfer news shows. Because as much as I would love to give you guys updates every day, I just don't want to keep giving you pointless updates. If there's really nothing to update on, then I'm not going to talk about it too much. But yeah, I'm just having a look now to see if there is any news stories that's come out this morning. I did see some links to Timothy Weah, if any people's concerned. Juventus' Timothy Weah, Spurs and Everton, I believe it's Spurs and Everton made inquiries before for him as can't talk today. Timothy Weah, Spurs have made inquiries for him along with Everton, if you are to believe the reports from Foot Mercato. But big up to Godfrey in the building. Big up, Jords. You good, G? Yeah, I'm good, man. Smash the likes and subscribe, people. That's a fact. You got to make sure you listen to the boy, Godfrey. But we know I'm not even going to talk about Timothy Weah too much because if you guys watch me enough by now, you should be familiar with one thing that's just been standard by now. We don't rate USA. You come from America, yeah. You come from USA to play football. It's just not the one. We don't know no top level players that have come from USA. None. No top players. You've got Clint Dempsey and Landon Donovan, who are the best players, probably one of the best players or the best players to come out of the USA. I don't want to hear nothing about Timothy Weah. Yeah, just not good enough. Not a player I'm interested in. And this is one that's just, again, a player living off the back of his pops' name. But he's not even got sauce like that. He's not even got sauce. Clint Dempsey, right? Clint Dempsey. And you're saying Clint Dempsey was cold, but he wasn't, Zane. He actually wasn't. This is nostalgia. Clint Dempsey was an average player that looked decent at times. But he's more than average. Tim Howard. Is that what we're doing now? Goalkeepers? Brad Friedel? Right, not bad, not great. Tim Howard, not bad, not great. You never get top players coming out of USA. So when we're talking about American players being linked with Spurs, link them back to their own clubs and never see them near ours because we've had a few. None of them have worked out, apart from Brad Friedel. But let's get into the fixtures. Let me share my screen. We'll get into some of the fixtures because don't want to delay too far. Okay. Let me open them up. So as you can see here, we start off with a away game, a home game against Burnley. Tottenham, 3 p.m. kickoff, Saturday, August 16th, at home to Burnley. I think it's fair to say this is an easy game. We're going up against Scotty Parker's Clarets and Blues, team that loves to go up and down. And Tottenham tend to face, we tend to face newly promoted sides in the first couple of weeks of the season. So I wasn't surprised with this fixture being pulled. I'm not on the side of the Arsenal and Man United fans where it's rigged, conspiracy, we've been robbed. Don't care about all of that. It's not rigged. It just happens. We're playing Burnley, first game of the season. This should be an easy 3 points. I don't expect to see anything near what we had against Leicester last season. We need to start off this season a lot better. I know with a new manager, the expectation isn't going to be that he comes in and reaches top levels instantly. But I do expect that these games, we do get wins in against the likes of Burnley. For Manchester City, that's a tough game away from home. But I'm going to say it now, people. I'm going to throw it out there now. To get City at the second game of the season isn't bad. I want City early in the season. I remember a few years ago on the Nuno, when we set up, had no Kane, Sonny was there. We turned up, we beat them 1-0, first game of the season. The second game of the season, when City are still warming up, still a bit sluggish. Yeah, because they're at the Club World Cup right now. Then they're going to go on their break and then come back on pre-season. So they're probably coming back to pre-season a bit later than some other teams. So they're probably going to be feeling a little bit sluggish going into these first couple games. Not really having the chemistry needed. They've got a few new players all working together, still getting to know each other. This might be the time when you want to strike when the iron's hot. Manchester City early in the season. I'm not mad at this. Second game of the year. You have to get them out of the way. And to be fair, Zayn is right. Fixtures don't really matter. Everyone plays everyone twice. And I do believe that. I'm the same. Everyone plays everyone twice. So it doesn't really matter what order it's in. Now, the order can only have an impact when there's fixture build-up and you have a few teams back to back and you've only got 3 or 4 days in between games. But ultimately, you have to play every team regardless. So you need to turn up again in every game to be able to put yourself in the best position at the end of the season to be in the best position in the league. You know what I mean? But big up Jords in the chat. Big up to my guy G Spurs, real members in the building. We need to stop rating USA players. They're all failed hand egg merchants. No doubt about that. Spurs will do something against City. I don't know what voodoo you man have over them. Bro, we always have something over them. I'm ready for this game against City. And also, Thomas Frank always has something over them. Brentford has something over them. This is going to be a tough game for Pep Guardiola's tricky Blues. I'm telling you. But fixture list hype, I want to fucking win. I don't care who it is. They can get all the smoke. Facts, J Spurs. Facts. More time. Like I said before, a lot of people came in. We're doing the fixture list today because there's just not been enough transfer news. So I thought, why not talk a bit about the fixtures? That's all it is. All aboard the Thomas the Frank engine train. Choo. You know, one of them ones. Every time someone comes in and say, I've got to let everyone know. Yeah, we're all aboard the Frank the Tank train. You know, one of them ones. But in September, this is where the fixtures start to build up. You get a few more games. Champions League's introduced. Carabao Cup. You've got a game every single week, apart from that first week where they always have internationals. So we start off September with an away game against West Ham. Oh, sorry. Before that, I stopped to mention Bournemouth at home again against Iriola's team. Looks like it might not be the same Bournemouth that we faced this season. Dean Hodgson could be on. He's already left. Zabani, however you say his name, could be on his way out with PSG circling. Semenyo could be on his way to our club, if not another Premier League club with a few teams circling. So this may not be the same Bournemouth side we've faced this season. So it'd be hard for me to actually predict how this game will go or anything like that. But
again, not much. It's just one of those games, isn't it? We start off September with a visit to away at West Ham, which again, West Ham are not a team that I'm ever going to be afraid of. That's little bros. They should be getting dealt with. Stand dizzy. But that week, we do have a UEFA Champions League game to be worrying about too. So probably going to have some rotation in either of those ties. But look, straight after that Champions League game, we go in away against Brighton, which I think Brighton away is always a tough game. Amex Stadium last season, 3-2 loss after being 2-0 up. It wasn't a good game at all. Yeah, Brighton's going to be a tough one away from home. After that, Carabao Cup third round. Now, this is a tie where I love these ties nice and early, just simply because this is where we start to get to watch some of the young players. This is where we start to see what Thomas Frank can do with his rotation and some of the different adaptations he's going to choose to do against a lower-sided team. So I'd expect these are the games where you could potentially see, if he stays, Mikey Moore, Jamie Donnelly, Alfie Devine, players of these likes. We might see if they stay in and around the first team. So that could be a good one to watch. And then moving on from that, you got Wolves in September. Late again, home, 3 o'clock kickoff. You have to. I think a lot of these games they all say 3 o'clock because they are going to be changed potentially. They could easily change, depending on the UEFA Champions League games and all these things. But at the moment, they're all scheduled in for 3 o'clock. That's one thing. You got the return of Wolves at home, and then again UEFA Champions League match day 2. This is where it really starts to get tricky because you start to have a build up after October, after this international break. Is when there's a heavy build-up of games. And you're pretty much playing every week or every 2 games a week for the next 6 to 8 weeks, even 6 to 12 weeks, I should say. Wild Garden Views on Sport, hope you're well. And Aussie, this is the summer where Levy wakes up and smells the coffee and sparkles the gold dust all over Spurs. I hope so. Remember when Paqueta was linked with City at one point? I know he's fuming he's still there. Yeah, he was supposed to go. That was supposed to be an 85 million pound deal, but obviously with my man doing up betting and gambling addict, that deal isn't going to happen. And they've now signed Cherky. They've moved on to newer and better pastures. Paqueta he is a good player. I'm not being funny. Him and Cherky came through Leon together, but ultimately you're now seeing Cherky's available. They've got the better one. November's where it gets tough. This is where it really starts to get tough. I'm even going to skip October in it because this is where let's just go to the games where it really gets tough. Chelsea, Champions League, Man United, Arsenal, Champions League. This is a time when I'm looking at Spurs and Frank and I'm going, all right. Or even, let's include this Carabao Cup 4th round here, yeah, because it's going to be the back-to-back-to-back. You're going to look at this and you're like, all right. This is where the first test of the season starts. This is where you really start to judge this team's character, where this team's at, what they can be for the season. You start to see them play big teams back to back. You got Chelsea at home, Man United at home. I like that these 2 fixtures are at home. We can get the home wins in early. I know Thomas Frank said it in his interview. He wants to make the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium a fortress. He wants to let people know that this is a castle of Tottenham. You know, they're going to have to start really calling us like the USA guys say, Tottenham. This is the castle of Tottenham. Yeah? That's what we're going to have to start calling ourselves. Yeah. Because the fortress needs to be built. It needs to be respected. When people come to Tottenham, they need to know that this is a place you don't want to go. The stadium is rocking. The fans are there. They're singing. They're chanting. But then the players, they get that extra bit of motivation just to know, you can't come to my gaff and play against me like this. So I'm looking forward to seeing these games. Hopefully we get a home fixture in between that as well. So we get 3 games back-to-back at home. Big fixtures. And then we go away to the Emirates on the 22nd of November at Arsenal. Now, this definitely won't be a 3 p.m. game. There's no doubt about that. It will probably be a Sunday 4:30 or Saturday 5:30. Or maybe with a 12:30 kickoff. But Arsenal away at the Emirates. First game is away to Arsenal in the North London derby. Woo! Do you know, I like that it's not too early. I like that we've got a good 10, 11 games before we get to that one. So then we'll get into them whilst Frank's actually built the team and Frank knows the system. The players are familiar of what they want to do and what Frank requires from them. So I'm looking forward to having this game around the 11th game week. So this is good timing, good placement. But it does get tough. It does get tough after that because December they holds no prisoners. As you know, December there's a lot of games, but there is literally games every 3 to 4 days for Tottenham. Starting off with December the 3rd, Newcastle away. December the 6th, Brentford at home. December the 9th or 10th, UEFA Champions League. December 13th, Nottingham Forest. December 17th, Carabao Cup 5th round. December 20th, bro, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games in the space of 17 days. That's going to get tough. And then you add on, there's a week break between the next one. But then the next game, there's going to be like 3 games again. And within a week, you got 3 games. Between that Saturday and that Saturday, you got Crystal Palace, Brentford, and Sunderland. But they're not really tough games. I think Tottenham do tend to do well around the Christmas period. Usually Boxing Day, we have a good record. But we're still not playing Boxing Day. We're playing the day after this year. With Crystal Palace away, going to be a tough fixture. But I don't like this one. We always get Liverpool just before Christmas. And it's always a nightmare. I always have that time in my head etched in my mind when AVB got sacked just before Christmas, losing 5-0. Last season, watching a team get slapped 6-3 just before Christmas. And now I need to see Tottenham go up against Liverpool again just before Christmas. I don't like it. Me don't like it. No like it. No like it. You know, one of them ones. Take me out settings. Definitely no like it though. But yeah, we do need to feel. We do need to make sure we got Frank's Fortress. Yeah, Frank Station. Everyone mad at their stations. You know, one of them ones. January again. This month looks like it might be busier than December. Puff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 games in 1 month. This is exactly what happened to us last year. This season, I should say. 9 games in 1 month. And we ended up just losing every game that wasn't a cup game. We won our semi-final in the Carabao Cup. We won our 3rd round FA Cup game. And then we won our Europa League games. But then we lost Premier League, and then won against Brentford, I believe. And then lost against City. It might have been again. So this month, these 2 months is going to be testing. These 2 months are going to be really tough. These 2 months is where you're going to really find out where your squad is at. And these are the 2 months that killed Spurs last season. December is where we started to lose all of our players. And they all started to drop like flies. And then January, again, the players just started. They were supposed to come back. Most of them didn't come back. They started to drop even more. But as you can see here, Sunderland, Bournemouth, West Ham, Burnley, City. It's not as tough as people look at it. When you look at it from a biased point of view, I should say, because it's definitely biased. I look at these teams and say we should be beating all of them. We should beat Bournemouth. We should beat Sunderland. We should beat West Ham. We should beat Burnley. Maybe not City. But these 4 games are winnable games. But at the same time, with the fixture build-up, it's probably going to impact some of these games where the performances won't be as good. So even if we're not in that Carabao Cup semi-final, there's still 8 games in that month to look forward to. There's still 8 games. It's still a lot. It's still a lot of stuff going on. Moving on into February, you've got Man United, Newcastle back to back on a potentially. I think that'll probably be a Sunday game, a Sunday and a Wednesday. And then you got FA Cup 4th round that next weekend, and then the playoffs. Now, we don't know whether we're actually going to be in these playoffs. We don't know. Depends on the position that we finish in the Champions League phase. So we may or may not be in these playoffs. We may or may not be in these playoffs. So you may not have to worry about playing these games. But if we do, it's going to be tough because we got Arsenal in between that. One of our biggest games of the season at home as well. The home North London derby leg is in between the two Champions League knockout phases. So it's a tricky game. It's going to be a tricky game, tricky fixture build up again. Could potentially be a month where there's 8 games. And then March again, a month where there's going to be a lot of games. I suppose going into the end of the season, there's just a lot of games. That's all it is. But this month isn't too bad for Premier League. When you look at the Premier League fixtures, you got Crystal Palace, Liverpool away, Nottingham Forest. Just the 3 games of this month. They tend to have an international break in here. So I would suggest that's probably why there's no games at one point in between here. But it's again, like, do you know what it is for people? Being honest, you play all these teams twice. You really play all these teams twice. So when I really look at this, I'm like, do we have struggle of fixture build up? The only point of when I look at this and say, oh, we got some tough fixtures back to back, and I'm just talking about Premier League. You may say February, we got some tough fixtures. November, we've got a tough month. December, we have a tough period. I'd say this period across here, this period, because these are the games I do expect to see us in the Carabao Cup 5th round. So I'd say this period here is where I think Spurs is going to struggle. These 6 games, because this is 6 games in just under 3 weeks. This is where Spurs might struggle. This period most definitely is going to be a tough one where we're going to learn a lot about ourselves. And then away from that, the next period of worry, I don't really think we have one after that. I feel like the games are spread out nice. You've got the potentiality. We're ending the season at home again, which is nice to end it at home. We've got Everton home fixture. But then we have Chelsea away, second last game of the season. So that's going to be a big one. Hopefully, we're going to be battling for the Champions League places with themselves at that time. So it's going to be meaning even more when we play that one against Chelsea. But I don't know why the FA Cup is in middle of the month. Like, I don't know what's happened to the game, but the FA Cup used to be at the end of the month. They should have just pushed these games earlier, pushed the games back. Yeah, and then get this for around the 24th. This weekend is when the FA Cup should be. I don't know what they're doing with this middle of the season FA Cup final. It's not making no sense. Because then another team here is going to have to play 2 games, which is just, it's not adding up. It's not adding up for me. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think of the fixture list pile up. Is there any points of the fixture list where you're really worried? Is there any points where you're like, raw, we've got a mad build up? Or you just like me? We have to play everyone twice. As much as it matters, it don't really matter that much. You know that? Daniel Levy goes home and away. He's one of the few chairmen that does. Levy deeply cares about Spurs. He just needs a better support with the buying and selling of players. This season, we are winning 2 major trophies. We are fluking the Super Cup, winning the FA Cup, and finishing 5th quarters in both Champions League and Carabao Cup. Do you know what? That wouldn't be a bad season at all, Ange. Well, I mean, it would be a very good season, but if we can flute the Super Cup, because I don't know if people know, Botafogo, yeah, the team that has builders, they managed to beat PSG yesterday. So we could, on an outside chance, beat PSG in the Super Cup. Don't know about winning the FA Cup, but again, would love to, and then finish 5th and get quarters in both Champions League and Carabao Cup. That's a very, very good season, if you ask me. We're also going to beat Arsenal twice in the league. You heard it here first. Remember the date, 20th of the 6th, 2025. And Aussie. I'm going to take that all in. Pause. But I heard you loud and clear. We may hold you accountable for those ones, yeah? You may be held accountable for that. It all comes down to what business clubs do in the transfer window. We don't truly know the maximum strengths of sides we face until then. So far, City and Liverpool have bolstered their squad by a lot. Yes, you are right about that, Jay. There's no doubt about that. We can't really tell how these games are going to play out up until most of these teams make their signings. Well, we'll see. We are going to see. Ooh. Apologies, people. We're going to see how that does play out. But big up to the newest member of the 1K gang. Man, like spotlight on Spurs, Luke. Newcomer of the year. Do you know what? I've got to give it. I was always giving it to my boy Jay, innit? Because Jay Hotspur Cave, he was rookie of the season. But Luke, come on, at the end of the season, he started in like March, and he was like, "Yo, man, done the Glasner thing 2 seasons ago." He was like, "No. Remember me? Remember my name? I am here, and I'm to do business." So Luke is on his way to a trophy next season. If you follow what Glasner really done, he's on his way to a trophy next season because he joined late at the season, maybe a bit too late to be in for the nominations of Newcomer of the Year, but he's already jumped. He was like, "Yo, my boy G, you're my bro. I might have to jump over you." Yeah, he jumped. The man's all up there, 1K already. No, massive stuff. I saw that show you had last night with Sean. Big show. Saw about 300 people in the buildings. It's madness. Spotlight and Spurs is really blowing up. Take me with you, innit? Take me with you. When you get up to the big studios and that, make sure you tell them Durag Diaries. Yeah, one of my he's helped me. Durag Diaries, my guy. Yeah, that's all you need to say. Just let them know I'm rolling through with you. We're rolling through together. But my G, thank you. Now, come on, man. Last night was a joke. It was. There was a lot of viewers in the chat. Big up for that. That was a huge show. But big congrats to getting to the 1K gang, man. Got to the 1K gang in like 40 videos, which is madness. Literally flown there. And now the grind don't stop. The grind really don't stop. This is where you really start to put in the extra work. You got to start going more and more harder. I found out myself the hard way. You get to 1K and you think, yeah, 1K is one of the hardest. 1K is easy, I say. 1K is the easy goal. Once you get to 1K, 2K is harder. 2K is really hard. You have to find not just 1,000 people that know, you have to find 1,000 new people that really fuck with you. It's tough, man. So, hey, on to the next goal, onwards and upwards, and we will be there. We will be there. On to the 2K real soon. Durag collection video at 5K. I could definitely run that up at 5K. We could do a whole Durag collection. We'll do a Durag try on everything. Maybe even the custom Durag might arrive by then. Still been waiting for someone to plug me. Pause. But the support has been ridiculous. Yeah, no doubt about it. Wagwan Jords. Good morning. Yeah, good morning, Donna. Mr. Jords, if I become a member, will you make me a mod? No, Donna, I'll be real. You say too many mad things to become a moderator. You've knocked yourself out of that being in the race for that long time ago. And also you was a member before and then you stopped being a member. So quite clearly there was something you weren't happy with. So, and your membership on loads of other channels. So you can go be members over there and get moderations over there. We've got quite a few moderators in this chat and the moderators do their job well. So if I am to give out more, that's only to the VIPs. You know what I mean? Big up Bandit. Come on, my bro. Always on side. See your little middle finger. Yeah. See, this is where my man got me fucked up. They saw Shy get a little moderation because she sent a super chat to remind me to mod her because someone was flaming her up. I didn't know that she was beefing D. So then I modded her, and then D said I let people become moderators for money. Well, that's not true. Don't let people become moderators for money. I want actual supporters to become moderators. Or what can I do? You can just stop speaking, man. No, that's all it is. It's very hard for you to not get timeout. There's no immune to timeouts, but it's very easy because I think Luke's never been timed out. Half of everyone in the chats, even Ashley's never really been timed out. Ashley may have had a 60-second timeout, but even Ashley doesn't get timed out. You get timed out because you do the mad stuff. You're the one saying all these why just madnesses that we don't do over on this channel. Like, respectfully, I don't do all of that. I don't. Like, I get the fun and games. It's funny when we're in someone else's chat, when you're never a foul and you're making jokes. It is funny. I'll laugh. But just stop saying a madness. That's all it is. Just don't do it. Because you will get a mute. You're going to get banned over it. Just like what happened on Fams on TV. My supporters will really ban every one of your accounts because I know all your accounts. Shirley the Tea Lady, Donna Cullen, What's Good Donna, Vinay Vinkantasham, You've got another one as well. Like, you think I don't know? Come on, man. Stop moving mad. Stop moving mad. For real, Luke. Like, it's very simple. It's very, very, very. Oh, do you know what? How about you go in Luke's chat? Luke, I'm swinging it your way. I'm swinging him your way. Donna, Luke would love to have you in his chat. I think Luke might even make you a moderator in his chat. Luke could do with a few more moderators, you know, some very special members, some VIPs. I can't lie. I think Luke might do with it. Always on side. You're on Trench Talks tonight. I'm on Tags for Stuck Indoors. Dark, man. Dark. I would say I know them ones, but I don't, because I'm just not living that lifestyle. But I should be. I am out and about today. I'm doing a few things, so I may miss. I am always on Trench Talks. You are right, Jay. I am always on Trench Talks, but I may not be there today. May not. I should be, but may not. It's one of them ones. Yeah, going mad again. On that note, thank you guys for checking and tuning in. This has been just a nice, quick live to talk a bit about the fixtures, what's going on with Spurs, where we're at. And yeah, we may be back later on today. And we will be. We're dropping videos. That's what we're dropping videos. SSN, it will be out 5 p.m. today. More likely, most likely should be out 5 p.m. today. So look out for that. You know, me and E talking our stuff, serious or not so serious, sports news. And then just other uploads. Keep a lookout for some other uploads. There's not that many of you in here, so I'm not going to raid up anyone. We don't need to raid no one today. We can just say, hope all of you guys have a good day. Just keep it well. And yeah, man, until next time, we will be back. Peace.